Hi, everybody. It's Sunday evening. You know what time it is? It's time for Region Weather Live here. And we've got a lot to talk about, mainly positive news. I don't think I've been able to say that for several weeks around here, but we've got a really nice looking forecast out ahead of us this week. If you like springtime temperatures, boy, do we have them. I think temps are really going to impress this week. So I've got my latest forecasts. They're a little off from some of the other numbers you're seeing on some of the models. So we'll discuss that. I also have a very special announcement. I've been working really hard the last couple weeks at something, and I want to let you know what that is. I'm really excited, but I'm also very nervous for this as well. So we'll talk about that. But most importantly, this show is about you, and I want to make sure you're prepared for the week ahead, that you know exactly what kind of weather's coming at you this week, and that you know basically how to dress every day. Is it going to be shorts or is it going to be shorts? I think we've got some really good temps this week, as you'll see here in the forecast. We'll talk about it all here on this Sunday evening edition of Region Weather Live. And welcome into the show, everybody. I appreciate you joining us on this Sunday evening. We're a little bit earlier tonight than usual. Typically, we're around 9 o'clock or so for you. I've got to do the morning show tomorrow morning, so that means I have a 1:30 a.m. alarm. And given the time change that we just had, let's just be honest, that's 12:30 a.m. So I need to get some sleep tonight. But anyway, so I appreciate you joining me a little bit early. As always, want to thank our sponsors, Griegers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Valparaiso. We're getting into spring season, right? So the four-wheel drive maybe not as important as, let's say, a sunroof. They have multiple Jeeps and other branded cars that could certainly suffice for that. But I'll tell you, sunroof this time of year to soak in that sunshine, you need every single minute you can get. Griegers is the place to go. Also want to thank Tiger Plumbing. If you have any plumbing needs anywhere across the region, they're offering $30 off to our Region Weather listeners for a new sump pump installation. We do have some spring rains on the way, and you know how that can go this time of year. So if you need a new sump pump or even a replacement sump pump, $30 off with Tiger Plumbing. Their website's tigerplumbing.net. So I want to thank them. They're big supporters of Region Weather. All right, want to say hi to Rhonda, who is first on tonight. Jackie, Derek, how are you doing? Great week ahead. I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to it. Sarah, hello. Mark, hello. Allison, Mary, good evening to you. Cassandra, Frederick Joseph, watching from Newton County. Hello to you. Kim, hi. And then we've got Gail. Gosh, Maxwell's on. Deanna, we got the whole family here tonight. And get your grill cleaned up, Matt. I love that, Mark. I certainly will. And Griegers, absolutely. We're ready for topless Jeep season, he said. I'm glad you said Jeep season. So, we don't have any beaches like that around here for sure, but we are definitely going to get some sunshine. All right, so I've got a special announcement here. I mentioned at the top of this, if you weren't with me, I'm really nervous for this, all right? I've been working really hard over the last couple weeks to get this going, and what it is the merchandise, right? This is so off kilter from what I normally do. We're going to keep it mainly weather, right, around here. But check this out. We've got a website now, and I'm super excited, and every little detail is ready to go. But it's the Region Weather Store, okay? And this T-shirt came from it. We've got all sorts of other things as well. So I'm going to scroll it at the bottom of the screen, and again, we're going to keep it weather, all right? This isn't about selling stuff at a store, but we do have merchandise on there now. And I think some of this is super cool because obviously I've been working on it for a while, but this is it. So it's regionweather.myshopify.com. Shopify is the way to go if you're trying to create your own store. Fantastic organization. But this is our website, and we've got all sorts of products here, right? At the top is probably where you want to go if you want region weather stuff. I have a region weather collection for you. And again, I'm super nervous of this. I don't know if anyone's going to like this stuff or not. But we've got kids' clothes in there, and I've meticulously picked out colors and designs and all that. Here's the shirt I'm wearing right here. This is our original Region Weather tee. But we've got hats. The iPhone case, we haven't sold any yet, but they don't have any in stock. You know how those boats out over the ocean are. I'm sure it's on there. We've got mugs, hoodies, socks. If there's one thing I learned about this, it's the fact that socks are so expensive. I'm not making much of a profit at all, especially with shipping through this stuff. Socks are ridiculously expensive. I was like so mad to even put it on there. So I don't blame you if you don't get any socks. They're cozy. I have some coming. I have a sample coming. I still have to pay for it, but anyway, there's some stuff for you on there. And if you don't like the colors that are on here, if you click on them, as you do when you go shopping, there are multiple colors for all this stuff. Also, here's what I'm excited about. I've got a graphic designer that's working on some of this stuff as well. And we came up with, I love this Great Lakes shirt that I have, and I just love the Great Lakes in general. So we did a Great Lakes collection as well, of just the Great Lakes stuff on sweatshirts and all that. I'm proud to be, near the Great Lakes, born and raised, and have been all over. And here's some stuff for you there as well. So it's up and running. It's regionweather.myshopify.com. You can click on the collections up at the top, or all products, and then it has the featured items here as well. But we'll try to help you out with that as we go through adding some new designs and stuff like that. Again, this is not my jam, okay? I was a retail manager back in the day, believe it or not. But again, I'm super uncomfortable with this stuff. My wife's helping me out with it. And again, it's for fun, but I want you guys to have some cool swag. And I love, this is my favorite, the baby shirt. That kid is just so darn cute. Anyway, so that's it. That's the big announcement tonight. So I certainly appreciate your support, whatever that happens to be. Don't feel led that you have to get any of this stuff, but the hoodies and sweatshirts, I'm telling you, they're great. And especially for some tart cherry juice and sipping and getting forecasts going and all that stuff. So I appreciate you kind of holding my hand through this process, but that is now up and live and ready to go. And again, we'll be adding another collection soon. We've got some great ideas and some great design, a great designer working with me as well. Okay, so let's talk about weather. That's really my wheelhouse. I feel much more comfortable now talking about that. I did some stats actually for Valparaiso. That's where we keep the official records at the airport for the region, right? I understand it varies all around the area, but this morning we were at 15 degrees, right? It was cold this morning. We made it up to 50. I was predicting 50 in that morning update today. So thankfully we made it, because some of the models didn't get us there. Some of the models put us at 55 today. So I split the middle at 50 there, and it seemed to work today. But yesterday morning, you know how cold it was with this last wave that came through. We had the lake effect snow to start the weekend. We were at 11 degrees in Valpo on Saturday morning. And I wanted to go back through time and figure out, like, if this is cold, right? This air mass was extremely cold for this time of year. We are now mid-March, believe it or not. I had to look at the calendar. Really, it's mid-March already? But we're mid-March now, and it's a lot harder to get Arctic air masses further south. And the reason why is they moderate as they come south, because that sun angle's getting higher, right? We're almost towards spring, and that sun angle's getting higher, and it's so much stronger than it was in the middle of the winter. So as a cold air mass tries to get south out of Canada, every day that sun goes to work on it, and it heats it up, and it prevents it from coming in. It's kind of like opening the freezer door, and the cold air comes out, but it doesn't get very far, right? That's kind of how it is this time of year, and increasingly so as we get warmer and warmer, right? The sun angle gets higher. So I wanted to go back in time, because this was a really cold air mass, and it was all the way down into Tennessee, all the way down into Florida. They had wind chill advisories. If any of you have watched the golf tournament down at the Sawgrass this weekend in Florida, it was in the 20s this morning. They had the wind yesterday, which just caused all sorts of problems. But Florida was really cold this morning. They were in the 20s, and they had freeze warnings all across the south where they had the leaves out already. Just incredible. So going back in time in Valparaiso, which is our center for information and data in Northwest Indiana, our average last day, this was 11 degrees Saturday morning. Our average last 11-degree day or colder is actually February 26th in the region. So we're a little behind schedule, right? So that means this was a really cold air mass. The last time that we had an 11-degree or colder this late in the season was 2014, so not too long ago. But going back even further, 2 out of the last 23 years, that's it. Only 2 out of the last 23 years have we had a temperature this cold this late in the season. And that proves my point. So there you go. There's your stat for you of the day. Water cooler talk tomorrow. But boy, I'm glad to get rid of that air mass because it was just kind of brutal this weekend after we've been through a pretty brutal January and February. All right, so where do we go from here? We've got warmer temperatures ahead. So let's go through the models. And again, this is going to be our easy forecasts kind of region weather live, where we're just going to go through one model because they're all pretty much the same. I'll talk about the differences you're seeing this weekend in terms of the modeling. Your apps might be saying one thing for Friday, Saturday. I'll explain why they're saying one thing where maybe we're saying something different or the model's saying something different. But overall, they're all saying warmth this week. So here's a system that was breezing through the Great Lakes this morning. I almost did past tense of breeze, which is bros, I guess. Bros through. But you notice the lines on here. These are the heights. Remember, we talked about those last week. And we're increasing our heights. So the atmosphere, the warming is happening as we go into your Monday. And I think you'll really notice it. Another beautiful day tomorrow expected. We do have a rain chance on Tuesday. So if you have any plans on Tuesday, this isn't a very organized system, but there's a little frontal boundary. It's going to kind of settle, and then it's going to kind of dissipate over northwest Indiana. And you can see as a result, perhaps some showers, some sprinkles, very light as it looks right now, developing on Tuesday. Wednesday will dry things out. Wednesday, we start to warm things up as well. That frontal boundary washes out, and then we get a push out of the south of some warm wind, and that comes in not just Wednesday, but for St. Patrick's Day as well. We like to see green on the map, but, not necessarily for St. Patrick's Day because that means rain. So St. Patrick's Day looks warm. We'll have a nice southwest wind, but in the afternoon, there's a frontal boundary that's going to seg south across the lakes. Those tend to have some push this time of year because there's still plenty of cold air up in Canada, and it's heavy and dense, so it likes to push on out. So we could squeeze out a shower late day Thursday. You can see the Euro kind of agrees with that, with just this little skinny chance, this little line there of perhaps some rain on St. Patrick's Day. So if you are the type that goes out and celebrates your Irish heritage or celebrates Irish heritage, which I think most of us do, just keep in mind we may have some rain around later in the day on Thursday. Temperatures will start warm, but then I do think they'll fall back later in the day. And you'll see why. Here's the difference in the models this weekend. There's some more rain coming our way. So our next real storm system that we're tracking, other than these little fluff storm systems, is going to be Friday into Saturday. It's an area of low pressure. It's going to come out of the southern plains. It doesn't have a lot of potency to it, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. There could be a severe weather risk on the southern end, depending on the track. But the models are still a little bit off on the track. So you see what happens here. I can almost guarantee rain on Friday. All the models are agreeing that we're going to see rain on Friday. But you can see the Euro has the low pressure way down here in Tennessee. So that keeps us on the cold side of things, or cooler side of things, I guess we should say this time of year, on Friday. And then you'll see what it does on Saturday. It brings in snow. So this has a heavy, wet snow on Saturday. Look at that. Cold air really coming into that system. That brings a heavy, wet snow into northwest Indiana Friday night, Saturday. So if you have the phone app that leans Euro, perhaps it's saying some rain to snow Friday night and then snow on Saturday, right? I don't buy that yet. I'm not even going to call snow at this point, not only because I'm sick of it, but also because the GFS is significantly further north with this. So the GFS has a low pressure a little bit further north up in Missouri this weekend. So that actually has a warmer solution for us. It doesn't have that cold air here. It has it just north of here, and then it wraps in. So Friday's temperatures are probably going to change on your forecast that you're looking at. Saturday's temperatures are probably going to change on the forecast you're looking at. Up until that point, I think everything looks good. It's going to be pretty accurate through Thursday. It's what happens after Thursday that really starts to change things up a little bit. So what are we to think? I always like to tell you what to think in terms of the weather for the week. We're going to have some rain on Friday. Again, could have some scattered shower chances Tuesday. Doesn't look to be a big deal. Thursday for St. Patrick's Day later in the day doesn't look to be a huge deal. It's this Friday and the Saturday system that's going to be our next really appreciable rain. And it does look like it's going to rain on Friday. It does look like we'll have some kind of precip on Saturday, whether that's wet snow, hopefully not, or some rain. That remains to be seen. And that's what we're going to be watching for changes in the models this week. And then you can see the Euro takes that away. It brings in some colder air for Sunday, but then we pop right back into the warmth, and we're on the warm side of whatever system hits us next week. Last thing I want to talk is temperatures. Let's talk how warm it gets. Boy, I am really leaning Euro on this. I feel like the GFS has not been very good in predicting temperatures. And I mentioned last week as well that models tend to not predict temperatures well in the changing of the season. So when we go from winter to spring, when we're starting to see that warm up, we tend to not see the most accurate forecasts because for some reason they just don't grasp that warm up and how strong the sun angle can be. And also clouds versus sun make a huge difference this time of year. If we have a cloudy day, high temperature could be 45 with the same conditions. If we get that sunshine, we could be talking 55, 60. So that's a big range based on sun and clouds. So there's a lot of things that go into the forecast. So as we go through time, again, we hit 50 today, not bad, but we can do better. Tomorrow I've got us at, let me see, this is the Euro model run. Oh no, I ripped up that piece of paper I had earlier on. What was my forecast for tomorrow? I got us at 58 tomorrow. I think we're going to hit 58 in Valpo. It should be a beautiful day. We will have some clouds around. Keep in mind, we have a shower chance on Tuesday. There's going to be a difference on Tuesday as that frontal boundary segs south. I've got us at 51 in Valpo, but if you're lakeside on Tuesday, that wind's going to turn off the lake. So we'll likely hold in the 40s from Gary to Michigan City. Portage will likely be in the 40s as well. Meanwhile, down in Rensselaer over towards Couts, over into the Plymouth area will likely be in the 60s, if not upper 50s. So markedly different north to south on Tuesday. Wednesday, as that system starts to come in from the south, we'll all warm up all the way up towards the lakefront. I've got us at 67 degrees for a high on Wednesday, so not too bad, right? And then Thursday, I think we'll pop probably 68 or so. And then, oh, this is the wrong model I'm showing you. I think we'll hit near 68 degrees on Thursday for St. Patty's Day. But I do think there's going to be some kind of late day temperature drop as the winds shift off the lake. So that's really something we're going to have to watch. You can see where this frontal boundary is on Thursday. You notice how we've got kind of this line here between summertime warmth, right? And then the cooler air off towards the north. So if that boundary comes in, we'll see air off the lake. And you know what that does this time of year, it drops our temps. But another warm day on St. Patrick's Day. And then we turn cooler on Friday, but that's all based on the track of this low. The Euro has us in the 40s, maybe even upper 30s on Friday, kind of raw. The GFS has us a little bit warmer. They have us in the upper 40s and 50s. So it depends on the track of that low, as we talked about, but notably cooler on Friday. And we stay cooler on Saturday as it looks right now. Remember, the Euro had some snow. So, of course, it has us in the 30s to near 40. GFS is a little bit warmer with that. Last point I want to make, what happens after this? Do we go back to the cold? We don't. All indication is that we get a nice bounce back. The Euro saying next Sunday we're in the 50s and then near 60 degrees. And then you notice this warmth comes in. This is next Monday, not tomorrow Monday, but next Monday. Again, this could change, but it does look like the pattern is going to be there where we have a nice warm up on into next week as well. So I don't want to say we're out of it yet, but boy, we're darn close with this. With the later sunset tonight, how was that? Wasn't that nice? I know we're all sleepy, but with the later sunset and this pattern that we have setting up this week, it's going to be a beautiful spring-like week across the region, okay? All right, love to answer your questions, and we'll get you on your way here tonight. I'm going to drink some tart cherry juice and then go to bed, so it'll be great. All right. Yeah, Mark's getting ready to take the plows and the spreaders off for sure. Maxwell loving the later sunset. Cassandra says she can take the rain for sure. I think we can. Yeah, Beth caught my comment that I snuck in there for sure. And Courtney, I hope I brought you the good news that you needed. Rhonda, I appreciate you joining me. This is like family every single week. I really appreciate it. I think these are the tough days to join because there's not a lot of appreciable weather. I still want to cover it and give you useful information, that you can take throughout your week. So I hope this information was useful and different, right? I could just read a forecast to you, but I'd rather you know what you're seeing in that forecast, what elements of that could change this week, and what elements are going to stay the same. So we're definitely going to get some warmer air. I think we're going to approach 70 degrees this week. I'm going to keep us in the upper 60s for now, but certainly a spring-like week ahead. It's going to be really, really nice. So can't wait for that. All right. Well, I think that's it. We'll get you guys on your way. Again, I appreciate your support with just everything in general. You guys are great. Those of you, and I've reached out to you that sent stars last week. It's overwhelmingly awesome that you think of me to even do something like that. You never have to. Don't ever think that. All right. I'm here for you to keep you safe through severe weather, but also get you through weeks like this where, there's not a lot going on except for good news, which I think we could all use at this point. Okay. All right, Aaron, I'm glad you love the forecast. I appreciate you guys joining us. Have a wonderful week. Get some sleep tonight. Hopefully we'll adjust the time change tomorrow, and we'll keep you updated throughout the week. Amanda, thank you for your kind words as well. Certainly appreciate that. Enjoy the warm weather. All right, Mary, thank you as well. All right, guys, have a great night, okay? Bye.